Hey guys, so before I jump into the video, I hope it's light enough in here. I just want to tell everybody that the name of this channel is going to be changing. I want to get that out of the way. Watch the live stream I did Sunday, today. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but watch the last live stream I did and it kind of explains it. So I want your recommendation on what the name of this channel should be. Leave a comment down below, and now on to the video.
Nice and smooth. Sweet, I love it. Alright guys, so we got my dad's tractor picked up. I had to go get it because it needs some work to be done to it. I don't know if you can see it on the trailer behind me, maybe you can. But we're going to get it back to the shop. It's probably going to be there for like a week. And see if we can't get it running. I mean, the deck is way out of whack. It's 2 3/4 on one side off the deck of the trailer, and no, I'm sorry, 3 3/4 on one side at its highest level, and 1.5 inches on the other side. So we're gonna get that taken care of for him. I believe it needs carburetor cleaning, so we're gonna get that in the ultrasonic cleaner and see what we can do there. What else? He's got a fuel leak too. I suspect the fuel leak is just overflowing the carburetor bowl, and that's, I couldn't really see over there. But once we get it all disassembled, I suspect that's what's happening. So, you know, once the carburetor gets done with the ultrasonic cleaner, all cleaned up, put together, shined up, all pretty and brand new, I think that'll fix the problem. Worst case, we buy a carb kit, or potentially a new carburetor if that's the direction we have to go. The tractor's fairly, it's not like super old, it's a 2007 model, but it's a Troy build. It's a fairly pricey Troy build from 2007 with the Collier Courage 20 motor and everything. So anyway, off to the house we go, get back to the farm, get this thing in the shop, and see what we can do for him. My father's notorious for using stuff, parking it, using stuff, parking it, using stuff, parking it. I don't think this tractor has ever had the oil changed in it or anything, so it's no surprise it has issues. We're gonna get it unloaded. We have to fix a flat tire. The engine surges real bad when it runs. We gotta get that fixed. That's gonna be the first thing. We have to level the deck. We might even end up replacing the fuel tank. But first we need to deal with this flat tire. He's got it. A little more, right there, set it down.
Perfect, thank you. Little trick I learned, I don't know when, way back when, about wrapping a strap around the tire to seal the beads. Ultimately though, this tire did not hold air. I might try filling it with green slime. I just don't know. Brakes off, sits down, just let it roll back. Let it roll back, go ahead, let it roll back. You're good, you got it. The deck's probably gonna hit the frame right here. So much better when they actually start and run to get them moved around. Awesome.
is the Collier Courage 20. Whew. I think what I'm gonna mostly do today, oh god, I just had that thing off yesterday, is I'm gonna try to just get the carburetor apart, get it in the ultrasonic cleaner and get it working. I'm gonna get that cleaned up. I gotta get the battery tender attached. It's a nice motor, but unfortunately, where is my 10 millimeter? Right there. I don't like much. Everything is 10 millimeter. I should have about 30 of them by now. Unfortunately, this particular tractor is not, you know, it's one of those things that has constantly been used and then put away. Used, put away, used, put away. Never really properly maintained. Probably never had the oil changed on it. So that is why we are in the situation that we're in now. So we're going to get this all fixed up for my dad. He is not in the health to be pushing a mower, and he does have some property that needs to be cut from time to time. So pretty much what we're working on in this video. It's probably going to be, I think I'm going to start working on shorter videos, and I'll do longer ones too, but for the most part, I'm going to be keeping them short for a while, just to kind of see how that works out, because I have a hard time asking people to hang out for 10 hours, you know what I mean? So we're going to work it that way and see what happens. This should come right off. Yep, very good. Oh, we got our gasket stuck a little bit. See, that's what I'm trying to avoid, is if I tear a gasket, then I got to get a gasket kit for it. It's holding it up. That's holding it up down there. Okay, so we need to take that off. What are the chances of it being a 10 millimeter? Negatory. What is that? I have a light in here. I have a light right here. Is it charged? Negatory. It's not charged. Okay. Is this one charged? Hey! Charged good enough. Alright, so let's grab... I'm sure it's going to be metric too, huh? Grabbing a 13, 14, and a 15 millimeter. I don't have a lot of room to work in here, and this is one of the problems with this shop. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna... Hang on a minute. Let's be smart about this. Pinch off the fuel line. Get this disconnected before we do anything. Where'd that wrench go? Right there. Oh, good. I was worried it was going to be like super stuck. And I'm sure we're going to lose a little bit of fuel doing this. Hopefully not too much. Sounds like Annabelle's home doing her chores. Alright. I can deal with that. Now we can... Probably going to lose a little bit of more fuel. Yeah, okay. Taking this guy off because... Where's my plug? Let's get it unplugged. The bowl, I'm sure, is full. This is gonna be a pain in the butt. Is it? Are you kidding me? It would appear that this is lefty tighty righty loosey. If I'm looking at it right, there goes our fuel. Okay. To be expected, no worries. I want to keep the fuel off me if I could. I don't want to smell like fuel all day. Because I'm not going to be into this very far today. We're just doing this one thing. We're going to get the carburetor removed, and we're going to get it in the ultrasonic cleaner as best we can. We're going to get it disassembled in the cleaner, and then we're going to call it a day with this thing. Okay, we got to be careful with this one, because how does that, okay. I really don't want to mangle anything on this. Where's our... Oh, I see how that connects. Okay, so it's got to come off this side first. Is there something? Okay. Spring off. There we go. Choke out. I don't know what that wire is. Some sort of ground for the carburetor maybe, but we've got the tools. Where are the tools? Maybe this one? Nope, too big. Maybe this one? Okay, I'm going to try not to bump this. I should have plugged it in before I even started, but one of the first things we have to do, I don't remember what they call it, but it, excuse me, let me get my big head in the way. It's called like running in the cleaner or whatever. I don't remember what they called it, but do we have power? No, we don't have power. We got to plug it in still. And basically what it does is it just takes care of all the bubbles, gets the whole cavitation thing dealt with. So we're going to run it for 900 seconds, which, what is that, like 15 minutes? And we'll start now. I don't know if you can see the process that's taking place in there, but I'm using only Gain Ultra in there. Reason why is because this carburetor is greatly aluminum, and my Super Clean will destroy the aluminum. You guys know I've already learned my lesson on that. Look at this. There's a carburetor that I ran through in Super Clean. Just ruined it. So we're going to let that run in for 15 minutes, and we'll be back when we're ready to start throwing parts in there. Till then, I'll get this carburetor all disassembled. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to put the float, the needle. Hopefully the float floats. That's my goal. If it stays floating, that'd be great. I think this is the little idle needle. We'll put that in the spring in there. And we're going to put the float bowl. Here, let's dump all the trash out of it first. Oh, lots of rust in there. Sink, float bowl, sink. And we're going to turn this on for another 15 minutes. We'll probably run it for a half hour total. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see what's happening in there, but hopefully you can see that dirt rising.
See how that works? You see how it's getting all cloudy on the bottom of the bowl there? That is cleaning everything up. So we'll get the lid on it. That's a low plane. Oh, not really that low. Okay, back to what we were doing. And we'll let this cleaner run for 850 seconds. You guys, if you want to see, I did like an unboxing and a short review of this ultrasonic cleaner. You can check that out on the channel. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. When we're done with this, we're going to pull the basket out and we're going to put the whole carburetor in the cleaner. So we'll be back. Well, you could see, look at that nastiness, and the float's still floating, so that's good. We're probably going to run that for a little bit more, but first I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to run the carburetor in there and see what happens. I need to find a rag though to take care of this, to put this stuff on. That's the float bowl gasket. I'm going to try to clean that up. I think I probably can. I don't want to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner because I've heard that that can make them swell, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to get this out and on a rag, just kind of drip dry for a little bit, and we're going to get that carburetor in there without the basket so we can submerge, you know, the whole thing, however it's going to fit. I think it'll fit that way, and we'll go from there. All right, we didn't get it completely in there, but it's in there good enough. We'll get it going. It's in there. See if we can get some light on this. That's not going to help you guys much, is it? Helps me, but doesn't help the camera. We'll let that run for a while, and we'll see what we see. Okay, the lid is not going to fit on with that choke opened like that, so we'll just leave it off for now. Look at the, can you see the, what it does to the water? It's kind of cool, huh? Alright, so we're getting there. Now, since these are like non-aluminum parts, I'm running a heavy, and you can see the hue, the purple hue. I'm running a heavy formula of Super Clean in there, since these are all like steel parts. I'm going to try to get the rest of that bowl cleaned out. I actually lost the pin, but you can see it down there. I found it. So here we go. Let's see what happens when we hit start. We should see a lot of cloudiness going on with this Super Clean formula. Oh, look at that. Look at the cavitation going on in there. Just immediately blinding. So that's doing some good work getting that cleaned. We'll let this run for another 900 seconds, and we might just see if we can get this thing back together and running today. Alright, so we are done with our second cycle. Oh, look at all the gunk floating in there. We ran 2 cycles of this. Sorry, I can't really hold the camera and check this out at the same time. I'm going to brush that out. We're going to put this back together and see what happens. Look at that. It actually did a great job cleaning it out. So let's put it back together now, and then we will be finished. Alright guys, so we got good and bad going on here. We're going to get it back together and get it started today. Hopefully started, at least back together. But the battery in my camera is dying, so if I have to, I'm going to charge that camera up, and then we'll just have to finish this once it's charged. Hopefully we won't have to do that though. I'm gonna struggle keeping the bowl on and everything while we get this back together because of this stupid little contraption.
that they have here, this this valve or solenoid, that's gonna definitely be a struggle. Where did my, here it is. So we're gonna do the best we can do. That's all we can do. Hopefully it's good enough. It'd be nice to hear this thing start today. It needs more work. So starting and running is only half the battle. It needs quite a bit more than that. We need to probably replace a tire or put a tube in it. We need to level the deck. So I got to keep this bowl on and then get this, because the bowl's wanting to come off right now. As I speak, the bowl's wanting to fall off. So I got to get this in there, keeping it on. Then I got to somehow finagle this guy down here, which actually I think I just did it. That was easier than I thought. Okay, good. I'm skeptical whether the float bowl is going to leak or not. I think it's going to leak. I think we're going to end up having to, at the very least, get a gasket for the float bowl. The problem is with this motor is it doesn't have your standard O-ring like some of them has for the float bowl. It has a, I don't know how to explain it. It's not an O-ring. It's definitely not an O-ring. So we're going to have to figure that one out. We'll get this guy plugged in. We're going to get the fuel line back on. I am only going to cinch the carburetor down for now to start it. I'll put all the air filter and stuff back on if it runs okay. There's no reason to go through all of that work if it's not going to work. You know, there's a high likelihood we're going to have to take it back off and just figure out how to rebuild the carburetor. High likelihood that we're going to have to do that. There's my 10mm. But by cinching these down on here, I mean, we might get a little bit of blow-by coming out of here, but that's okay. I'm not concerned about that at all. We're going to have to put some fuel in it, and we're going to have to pinch the line off again because I need to put it on and off fuel shutoff on it before we're done. So, okay, that should be cinched down enough. Let's get the. So the goal is this is going to start and run for one because it ran before I started. So that would be embarrassing, huh? Hopefully it's going to run still. But not only that, hopefully it's not going to surge because that's what it was doing. Okay, let's get the light. I'm trying to get this done quick, guys, because I know that my battery's going dead. Okay. I'm just looking around the float bowl. Let's put some fuel in it because I know the tank is like almost dry. So we'll get a little bit in it. So that's enough to run it. If it's going to run, that's enough to run it. And see what, if anything, is leaking. Oh yeah. I've had this plugged into my battery tender too. I'm like 100% sure that the battery's no good. Nothing's leaking so far. I don't see anything leaking. That is actually a surprise, unless I collapse the fuel line. But let's start it up and see what happens. Best we can do. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Nice and smooth. Sweet, I love it.
All right, guys. Well, I think we've done it. One more quick test. I'm happy with that. I need to tighten the motor down. I don't know if you could see it, but the motor's loose. Got a few more things to do, but I think we're good to go for now. Thanks a million for watching. We'll see you next time.